Welcome back to the Links Lives Natters podcast. I'm Shelley, and today we have a very special guest with us. Our guest today is Daz Flatman. Daz Flatman is a well-known DJ and promoter with over 20 years of experience in the music industry. He's played at numerous iconic venues and festivals. He's also a co-founder of The Gathering, a multi-genre dance music festival that launched with a sellout crowd and received multiple award nominations. Without further ado, let's welcome Daz Flatman. Whoa, welcome, Daz.
Yay! Hi, Shelley.
Hi, Daz. Welcome back. You're getting to be a regular on here now, aren't you?
You might be calling me a resident soon. Yeah.
A resident. You're just going to move in. He's just going to move in, and we'll just wheel him out. Everybody, when he's got a new festival, a new dance show, we'll just wheel him out. Say, "Hey, Daz, why not come back?" But we're really excited because it's Meridian Rocks again, isn't it?
This is it. Yeah, we've done the gathering this year. Now it's Meridian Rocks' time, second year in, isn't it? So we launched it last year, as you know, and this is our second time round. See how we do this year.
Can you take us back to a time and explain how and why you wanted to start putting on the gigs on sort of Cleethorpes and Grimsby, just for people that don't know how the Gathering and Meridian Rocks has come about?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So my background is I was born and bred in Grimsby, Cleethorpes area, and then started DJing 20 odd years ago with the dance scene. And then
Is that scary, Daz?
is it what?
Is that scary when I said
20
20
years ago.
years?
Yeah, no, tell me about it. I know, tell me about it. I refuse to get old though. I'm not doing it. I refuse.
I'll agree with that one. I agree with that one.
And on smaller shows, and then eventually got into 5, 6 years ago now, before the pandemic, with some of the biggest UK promoters. And we launched the Gathering Festival, to make it into short. The Gathering Festival has been up for multiple awards. It's the largest dance event in the Northeast. And we've just had our 5th birthday this year to nearly 4,000 people. But on the back of that, because we're at Meridian Showground in Cleethorpes, we knew that there's room to do other shows there, and that not everybody's into dance music, and we know that. So last year we decided, after doing an event which I know you went to, Shelley, which was Pop Live. We tried the pop event stuff.
We did do the Pop Live, and yes, that's when I might have got abducted by a certain, can we call them a pop band? I guess, or a man band, when a certain sort of like band from the 80s, 90s tried to abduct me halfway out of the, yes, we won't say any more about that. You know who you're on about, don't we, Daz?
we do, yeah. We tried with the Pop Live stuff, but I think for us, because it's quite expensive, even to wear these older pop stars on, they're not cheap as these artists. So the prices we needed to be a little bit less. So doing the sort of more rock pop, we've gone into a tribute, and we launched last year with Meridian Rocks, just to try it, and we ended up with nearly 2,000 people on site. Which was great. One big stage. Fun Fair will be there this year. Food vendors, bars, fully licensed, all the rest of it. So August 31st this year, we're into our second year for Meridian Rocks up at Meridian Showground in Cleethorpes.
Yes, so what can attendees expect in terms of activities and amenities at the festival? I am going to mention something, and people who know me and Daz know we've got this thing, and Daz is probably going to guess what I'm going to mention. Can you, Daz?
What, in the VIP?
Yes.
That's all. So let me go through it then. So for anyone that doesn't know, Meridian Showground is a purpose-built arena field with toilets, and obviously so it's disabled friendly and stuff, in Cleethorpes. So we hire the whole event, we hire the whole arena, and within there we'll put a big open air stage. We have a VIP arena with a posh bar, and we have, what do we have in there, Shelley? We have posh toilets, don't we?
We have posh toilets.
Posh toilets for people at
with
VIP.
posh hand dryers.
So you have a high-end bar in there. Then outside, obviously, there's the fully licensed bars. This year, and then obviously all the food vendors, sweets vendors and stuff for kids. But we're also, this year, we've got a fun fair on site, which we didn't last year. So there'll be some adult rides, some smaller rides, and it'll just fill out the whole festival as a one-day show. And then obviously with the tribute acts that we've got going on. So Do you want me to go through the lineup for this year's for
I was
Meridian
I
Rock?
was going to say, I think you predict my script. Actually, when I write my script, I always think, I'm on top of it, and he's beat me to it, because one of the things I was going to ask you was about special features, or new additions, and you've mentioned about the fun fair. Is there anything
Yeah.
else you're doing different this year? Because we can go into the acts and
Um,
stuff in a minute.
I
Is there
think the thing
anything
for us,
you're particularly excited about this year?
mainly the acts, to be fair. I mean, because the acts I'm not really into rock stuff, but I do like some of the pop or the newer stuff. And it's just mainly the acts this year. We had Arctic Monkeys and stuff and Oasis on last year, and they absolutely smashed it. So we've got them back again this year. There's a new stage in this year than what we had last year. So the outdoor, for anybody that went to the gathering this year, that main outdoor stage is the same one we're using for Meridian Rocks. So that's
Oh,
pretty cool. It's a
brilliant.
nice stage, yeah. The VIP is based around where we do it with the gathering, which is near the trees and stuff, and it's all enclosed in and parasols and seating and stuff. So we're doing all that. And it'll just be nicer food on there, and like I say, with some decent fun fair rides and that. It'll just make it a really, really nice site and a good day out as long as we get the weather.
Yeah, because as Daz said, I went along last year to Meridian Rocks and
Mm.
absolutely loved it. Loved the bands, loved the atmosphere. And when we were walking around and stuff and we were seeing people's faces, people were absolutely loving it.
This
People
is
of all
well,
ages, with some of the bands that are there. This year's obviously a bit different, which we'll go into in a minute. But some
yeah.
of the bands last year, especially the Oasis experience, because somebody came on stage with them, didn't they, in between the songs and stuff. I can't remember his name. I think it was Bez. Bez was on stage with the
Oh,
Oasis
Bez, yeah,
experience.
Bez was on. Yeah, we had Bez live, didn't we? But
We did have Bez, and Bez was on with it, and it just made it such a fantastic atmosphere. Everybody was singing along. The noise
yeah.
was just incredible, wasn't it, Daz?
Yeah. And
From
this is the
people.
launch. I mean, you never know how launch of any show is going to go, but people really, and they're not our crowd. I mean, the crowd I've worked with, DJ'd for and put events on for are the dancing crowd. And this is a completely different crowd. It's a crowd I've never tapped into in my career in the music. So it's nice that they've accepted us because they probably know that it's the same team behind Meridian Rocks that do the gathering, but they've not been worried about that. We put a really good show on last year, so we're trying to make it a little bit better this year on year. As long as they support us, we're hoping that we can make it better every year.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say about the community and the impact. Do you think it's
Mm.
had an impact on the festivals, had an impact on the local community and the economy? Because obviously, we are talking a little bit about when we've spoken about the gathering, people come from all over the world. And, you've even had a map up before for the gathering where people come from. And I was
Yeah.
actually quite shocked at where people come from. So, do you think, I'm going to mention both events, do you think it has a really big impact on the local community?
Gathering definitely. I mean, this event being tribute and not the actual acts, it'll probably have its limited pull, but there'll still be people from sort of your Doncaster area to Scunthorpe area coming in, staying for the weekend. It's August 31st, so it's a bank holiday type of it, that time of the year. So we know for a fact that the hotel we normally book for is doing really well with bookings for that weekend. Whether it's to do with the show or not, I don't know. But since we launched, it's
We'd
helped.
like to say yes to that one, Daz.
Yeah, well, yeah, the same with the caravan parks because we use the Haven and the Beachcomber caravan parks, and they're doing really well with bookings. And it can't not help, which is great. I mean, there was a festival on there a couple of weeks ago, and I don't mind dropping names with these. There was Doc Beers, which is a local beer brand, and they've just done their first festival on there with Razor Light and stuff, and absolutely smashed it. And it's just great for the area. It's a great venue that's been purpose built by the council. They're really open minded with what goes on there with us promoters and other promoters. And as long as we're not crossing over each other and everybody works together, it works really well for the area, which we're really happy with.
Yeah, because it's quite an easy venue to get to in terms of like roads, trains, taxis. I'd
Yeah,
like to say helicopter, but we're not doing that one again,
we've
are
done
we,
that
Daz?
one. We did that
We've
one.
done that.
Didn't we?
We've
Yeah, we had
done
an
that one.
helicopter in once for one of the shows, but not anymore.
So it's an easy venue to get to, isn't it? In terms of people can get taxis, they can get buses, parking,
Yeah,
such an easy venue to get to and stuff like that. And I
yeah,
was also going to
exactly.
say, how do you go about, before we mention them, how do you go about selecting the tribute bands and artists for the lineup? up? Because this year, without saying too much yet, why have you gone for the particular acts you've gone for this year?
I think for us, when it comes to the dance scene, I mean, we have 60 artists at the gathering, give or take. And because we know that scene and we've been doing it that long, you kind of know who's current, who's pulling, who's going to be the next big thing. When it comes to tributes, it's a completely different sort of genre, and it's not our forte at all. So it's been a trial. And that's all I can say. We've got a team behind me, as you know. There's Kirk and Barry and everybody else that's part of the team. So we'll have a sit down and go, right, what are people into? What's going to be listening to right now? What albums are coming out this year that's going to be big? And then we're trying to bounce that onto the acts that we would book. Do you know what I mean? Or we'll look at other tribute festivals that are already doing very, very well and see who they've been booking. And you just sort of cross-reference all this together and go, okay, let's try this. And it is literally a trial, because if we were just a rock band show, then we could just go straight down rock. But it's such a crossover with the rock pop stuff. Do you know what I mean? And you don't want to just have one sort of. I mean, you look at the gathering. The gathering is multiple dance music, from trance to hard to house. It's everything, and it's trying to do that in sort of 6-7 acts. Is to please everybody. And I don't know if there's a right or a wrong lineup for it, but that's what we do. We just to see what's going on, see what's going to be current at that time of the year, and then try and build a lineup around it.
Faulty boiler leaving you brainless. Radiator making you feel cold and lifeless. Leaky tap making you feel like a... Then call J&S Plumbing and Heating. Your local, your friendly, reliable plumbing and heating engineer. We offer comprehensive solutions for all your plumbing, gas and heating issues. We are here to bring you and your plumbing back to life. So call J&S Plumbing and Heating when you're feeling a little grave. Hello?
Today's episode is brought to you in association with So Lush Cocktails. So without further ado, Daz, who's attending?
So this year we have got on August 31st at Meridian Rocks at Meridian Showground in Cleethorpes. We're hosting it. Is a friend of ours who's on the telly quite a bit as a radio show and stuff, is Ryan Swain. So he's going to be hosting the whole show throughout the day, DJing early on, and then he'll be messing around with the crowd and stuff in between each band. And then we have got, in no particular order, because the lineup's ain't out yet, is The Killers, which is Brightside Killers. We've got Sham Fender as Sam Fender. We've got Oasis back as the Oasis Experience. We've got
brilliant.
Yeah, Almost Pink's there, so she's doing Pink live. Daniel East is going to be Ed Sheeran, and then Arctic Monkeys by Arctic Roll, and they're incredible. The Arctic Roll lads are absolutely unbelievable. They're so good at it. So that's our little lineup for this August, so it should be good.
Yeah, I mean, future plans, dare I. Oh, one thing we haven't mentioned, Daz, that we nearly forgot. Where can people get tickets?
So
we nearly forgot that one.
Yeah, meridianrocks.co.uk. Straight on there, or you can just go straight to skiddle.com and type in Meridian Rocks in Cleethorpes and you'll find them straight away. But the easiest one is just go meridianrocks.co.uk. Everything's on there, all the information, where to stay, everything you might need.
Yeah, and like we always do for you, Daz, we'll put all the information on our social media sites. And also we can put it on our new website, which is launching very soon. Well, so we can do all that as well. I'm just going to ask, when do you start planning for the next one? Future plans? Will you look at this one after this one is finished and gone, that didn't do so well, this did really well? And you like to listen to people's feedbacks as well, because when you do your festival, I know from experience, you will look at people's experiences and go, okay, we can make this better. When is that, when you start looking at future plans?
Yeah, I mean, the date's already booked for next year, preliminary.
Already?
Already. We're already looking at if this does well this year, then we'll redo next year. And it'll give us a bit more insight after 2 of what sort of acts they really want to see, which is good. So we'll start. I mean, the gathering's already started. The lineup's nearly done for 2025 already. So, but we're
It's
always
half sold out, I believe, isn't it, already?
Well, I say, so what we did, just jump into the gathering, which I know is a different event altogether. So we launched the tickets the week after the show, and the VIP online is 95% sold out already.
As for you as a promoter, that's amazing, isn't it? Your
we've
event,
not
you
given
started
lineup
off.
yet. We've given nothing. I've had that even the outlets, because I do paper tickets to certain outlets, and Hull have messaged me today going, how many tickets am I being allocated? So I've told her the number. She's already sold 3/4 of them already as a list of names. People are just inboxing them when she put it on socials. That's the kind of following it's starting to get. It's incredible. It's incredible.
Who'd have thought when you first started this, Daz, it would be up at this level and rising? When you first started.
No, I've said this to loads of people, because you live in it day in, day out. You don't really get to understand where it's at with people in other people's heads. I know where it is with me, and I know the work I'm having to do, but I never know how far. Like you say, when you're looking at a map and people are traveling from all like Ireland and stuff and flying in to a show in Cleethorpes, it's insane that it's got to them people. I mean, you just don't realise it because you live in it. You're inside of that bubble of that event,
Very true.
But it's mad. It's just mad. There's no other way of doing it. So it makes you work harder, if I'm honestly, Shelley. It just makes you work harder and want to do it better.
Yeah. Also, one of the things Daz has kindly done before we mention a very special venture which Daz is involved in at the moment, Daz has kindly given us 2 VIP tickets. You can win 2 VIP tickets to Meridian Rocks simply by subscribing to Links Live's Natters podcast. So thank you very much, Daz, for donating them to us, and our winners will have a brilliant time. I know that. Thank you so much.
We'll make sure they do.
We will look after them, won't we, Daz? We always look after the competition winners, and that's a thank you from us, for always keep, doing that for us. But the future is exciting, isn't it? Because you've just launched something. Well, a few months ago now, you've just launched something very, very special. Would you like to tell our listeners?
Yeah, so the new thing now, if you see the Meridian Rocks adverts or you see the Gathering advert, it'll say in association with So Lush Cocktails. And I've just launched a new cocktail brand, the drinks brand. So we've launched with 3 new flavors. The idea with this, I got in touch with a company that can design drinks. And I've known through the years of being on festivals and stuff that, especially for females, if you want a cocktail, 1, they're either too expensive, 2, you have to wait for a mixologist to make them, and 3,
Yes.
if they're in a large glass on site, they're not as safe as they could be. And it's something that's always bugged me. And a year ago, I got in touch with a company, and I'll make the story short, but over months of getting to know the owners of that business, decided that we were going to make a cocktail in a can. But it needed to be high end. It needed to be the right drink. So we've created a Disaronno and Diet Coke that is vodka based. We've created an Aperol Spritz, and we've created a lychee, which is a Japanese fruit with lemonade, all vodka based. And we launched it 2 months ago now, and we're on 15 festivals this year already. So it's going busy.
I was about to, busy's not the word, because I looked at your schedule where you've been and where you're going, and some of the festivals you've been, if we can name drop, Daz, some of the festivals you've been and you're going to is quite amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, again, because I've got friends in the industry and people that have got festivals up and down the country, and we all kind of work together. And once I came up with this idea and said, look, I need you to open the door for me to try and get this on the shelves, because even just as a safety factor, that females can go out, and males is obviously as well, but mainly it's based at women, is that you could go out, get a cocktail, it'd be in a can, it's safe on site, it's not going to get spiked, nothing's going to happen, and it's not as pricey as a normal one, but it had to be right. And that's where we've been, yeah. So like I say, even the shows coming up, we're at Mambo's and Clubland. The Kaiser Chiefs tour, we're on a Razorlight tour, that's the end tour. It's launched and the website's up and running, because obviously you can buy online now. So we've literally produced thousands of cans, thousands of drinks ready to ship. We've got all our licenses now with the drinks company, and it's starting to become something slowly. But with the shows and stuff, it's really working, like really, really working well. People are just buying into the idea that I can get the drink and the flavour I want for the right money, and it's safe. And that was
And
the
like
whole
you
point of it.
say, it's that thing of not having to stand at bar, for half an hour, 20 minutes. You'd like to think you weren't waiting that long just for somebody to mix all the flavors and stuff like that. And the fact that you're able to do that just in a can, and just somebody says, okay, can I have one of these? Or what
Yeah.
cocktails can I have? And they can go, right, we've got this, this, and this. It is absolutely fantastic, Daz.
Yeah. We've got 6 flavors produced, Shelley. We've got 6 flavors all ready to go. We launched with 3, though. It's just, again, it's when it comes to the logistics and stuff and the cost of everything. We launched with the 3 main flavors, but the 3 flavors we've launched with, the 3 drinks you can't buy in a can. Them flavors, that Disaronno, Diet Coke, the Aperol Spritz, and the lychee with vodka, you can't buy them. You have to pay £8, £9, £10 for them at a festival. So that's why we launched with them 3, because it's very unique. It's like they're just ready to go, and they taste really good. I'll get you some.
Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. But, Daz, it's absolute. I'll be your chief tester when we come down to Meridian Rocks. I'll be your chief tester. Daz, if you just want to recap where we can get the Meridian Rocks tickets from.
Yeah, absolutely. So for Meridian Rocks, which is on the 31st of August this year at Meridian Showground, tickets are available at meridianrocks.co.uk.
Daz Flatman, thank you very much for your time. We will see you very soon. And also, like you say, we will put all the links to the Meridian Rocks tickets and the people appearing on the night on our website and our social media. Thank you once again, Daz Flatman.
Thanks, Shelley. Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Links Lives Natters podcast. My thanks go to Daz Flatman from Meridian Rocks, also to my technical team for doing all the technical bits. Don't forget to subscribe on your favourite social media platform. Also, links will be available because we currently have a competition to win 2 VIP tickets. Please see our social media channels for details. Once again, thank you for listening. Please stay tuned.